In a world where everyone seems to be rushing toward some distant finish line, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness or fulfillment is just around the corner. If I can just get this one thing done, then I can relax, you might say. Or, once my partner finally understands me, everything will be better. But life doesn't work that way. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced, and the sooner we stop hoping for some final resolution, the more we can embrace the richness of every moment. 1. Stop waiting for someday, it never comes. We often live with the illusion that someday, all our efforts will pay off, and life will finally be perfect. We think that if we work hard enough, we'll reach a point where we can finally rest, where our relationships will be flawless, and where everything will make sense. But here's the thing, life doesn't have a pause button or a finish line. It's a continuous flow, an ongoing journey that never truly ends. Waiting for that mythical someday is like chasing the horizon, it keeps moving further away the closer you get. So, what's the alternative? It's learning to dance in the rain rather than waiting for the storm to pass. Embrace the messiness, the chaos, the uncertainty. Life isn't about reaching a point where everything is perfect, it's about finding joy and meaning in the imperfect moments that make up our existence. When you stop waiting for the future to be different and start appreciating the present, you'll find that life is richer, more vibrant, and infinitely more fulfilling. 2. Honor your truth, even in love. Love is a beautiful, complex thing. It's natural to want to make the people we care about happy, especially our partners. But there's a difference between being considerate and compromising your truth. Sometimes, in an effort to avoid conflict or to please our partners, we make decisions that go against our deepest instincts. We tell ourselves that it's just a small sacrifice, that it's worth it to keep the peace. But over time, these small betrayals of our own truth add up, creating a chasm between who we are and who we pretend to be. The key is to find a balance where you can honor your truth without disregarding the feelings of others. If your partner suggests something that genuinely changes your perspective, then, by all means, adapt and evolve. But never abandon your own intuition or values just to avoid rocking the boat. True love doesn't ask you to be less of yourself, it encourages you to be more of who you truly are. When you live authentically, your relationships will be stronger, deeper, and more resilient. 3. Don't let the to-do list run your life. We live in a world that glorifies busyness. Our to-do lists are never-ending, and it often feels like there's no time to breathe, let alone reflect on what really matters. But here's the thing, if you let the tasks and duties of life consume you, you risk losing sight of the bigger picture. You become a hamster on a wheel, endlessly running but never really getting anywhere. It's essential to step off that wheel from time to time. Take a moment to reconnect with your deeper purpose, to remind yourself why you're doing all these things in the first place. This might mean taking time for meditation, going for a walk in nature, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. When you make space for reflection and introspection, you refresh your spirit and keep your life on a meaningful track. 4. Your purpose is your North Star, don't lose sight of it. Every person has a purpose, a reason for being that goes beyond the daily grind. This purpose is your North Star, guiding you through the storms and the calm seas alike. While relationships are vital, they should never overshadow your purpose. If you put your relationship above your true calling, you risk weakening not only yourself but also the relationship. Why? Because your partner deserves the best version of you, the one who is fully alive, passionate, and driven by something bigger than either of you. When you prioritize your purpose, you bring more to your relationship. You're more present, more engaged, and more capable of loving fully because you're not relying on the relationship to fulfill all your needs. Instead, you're coming from a place of wholeness, where you can give freely without losing yourself in the process. 5. Step out of the shadows, live your own life. We all carry the shadows of those who came before us, our parents, mentors, and even societal expectations. It's easy to let these influences dictate our choices, to live a life that aligns more with what others expect of us than with what we truly want. But there comes a time when you must step out of those shadows and claim your own path. This doesn't mean rejecting everything you've been taught or disrespecting those who guided you. It means integrating those lessons into your own unique journey, taking responsibility for your choices, and living authentically. When you stop living to meet the expectations of others, you free yourself to discover what really matters to you. And in doing so, you not only find greater fulfillment but also inspire others to do the same. 6. Understand the unspoken desires in love. Relationships are often a dance of unspoken desires and hidden expectations. Sometimes, when your partner asks you to do something, it's not because they truly want it done, but because they're testing your strength, your clarity, and your commitment to what's right. It's a way of seeing if you're strong enough to stand your ground, to stay true to your values, even in the face of their requests. This doesn't mean disregarding your partner's feelings or dismissing their needs. It means recognizing that sometimes, what they truly want is for you to be the person who can make tough decisions, who can see beyond the immediate situation to what really matters. Trust in a relationship is built not just by fulfilling requests but by being a person of integrity who consistently chooses love, consciousness, and the greater good. 7. Grow by leaning just beyond your edge. Growth happens when we step outside our comfort zones, but there's a fine line between pushing yourself and overextending yourself. It's important to challenge yourself, to lean just beyond your edge, where fear and excitement meet. This is where true growth occurs, where you discover strengths you didn't know you had and unlock potential you never imagined. However, it's equally important not to push too far too fast. Growth is a process, and like any process, it requires time and patience. If you push yourself too hard, you risk burnout and disillusionment. Instead, focus on steady, consistent progress. Lean slightly beyond your comfort zone in everything you do, whether it's taking on a new project at work, trying a new hobby, or opening up more in your relationships. Over time, these small steps add up to significant growth. 8. Trust wisely, but always trust yourself first. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship, but it's also something that needs to be given wisely. Blind trust can lead to disappointment and betrayal, so it's important to be discerning about whom you place your faith in. This doesn't mean becoming cynical or distrusting everyone around you. Instead, it means learning to trust your own instincts and judgments first. When you trust yourself, you're better equipped to make wise decisions about whom to trust and how much trust to extend. You become more resilient, more independent, and more capable of navigating the complexities of relationships. Remember, trust is earned, not given, and it starts with trusting yourself. 9. Be ready to embrace change, it's the only constant. Life is full of changes, and sometimes, those changes require us to let go of everything we thought we knew. This can be terrifying, especially when it means stepping into the unknown. But change is also a natural and necessary part of growth. To live fully, you must be willing to embrace change, to let go of old ways of being, and to move forward into new possibilities. This doesn't mean recklessly abandoning everything at the first sign of change. It means being open to the idea that life is constantly evolving and that you must evolve with it. It means being willing to adapt, to learn, and to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. When you embrace change, you open yourself up to new opportunities and experiences that can enrich your life in ways you never imagined. 10. Don't make anyone your number one priority, accept your purpose. It's natural to want to prioritize your partner, to make them the most important thing in your life. But deep down, what they really want is for you to be fully committed to your purpose. When you make someone else your number one priority, you risk losing yourself in the relationship. You become dependent on them for your happiness, and this can create a sense of neediness that suffocates the relationship. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself, someone who is deeply committed to their purpose and who brings that sense of passion and drive into the relationship. This doesn't mean neglecting your partner or your relationship. It means recognizing that your purpose is what fuels you, what makes you who you are, and that by staying true to it, you can bring more to your relationship than if you made the relationship your sole focus. 11. Don't hide behind your family, live with integrity. It's easy to use family responsibilities as an excuse for not pursuing your true purpose. After all, family is important, and taking care of your loved ones is a noble responsibility. But if you let these responsibilities become a shield that protects you from following your true path, you'll find that everyone suffers in the long run.